dear students. Welcome to Nisha Kale's English Lab. Today we are going to learn the lesson, The Little Match Girl, written by Hans Christian Andersen. It is a pathetic story about a little girl who is out to sell her matchsticks but is unable to earn even a penny. She cannot go back home because her strict father has warned her that without selling she should not come back home. She roams in the cold streets on the New Year's Eve, but dies of cold and hunger. The story goes on like this, that she is walking the streets, barefooted, bareheaded. It is bitterly cold. Snow is falling continuously. The snow falls on her lovely golden hair, but she is cold. And she's trying to shy herself away from the cold. But there are tragedies that strike her. She's having slippers, but they are her mother's slippers and are too big for her. When she tries to avoid two carriages on the street while crossing, one slipper comes off. The other one is taken away by a boy who runs away with it. So she is barefooted and she is bareheaded. She tries her hard to prevent herself from the cold. Finally, she is tired. She had not sold even one packet of matchsticks, and she sits like a heap in the corner of two houses. The cold is increasing. She tries to tuck her feet inside to avoid the cold, but her thin hands become cold, numb, blue and red. She thinks maybe I'll strike a few matches and get some heat. So she strikes a match, and that was a strange light. And she gets her first vision. The vision is of an iron stove with brass knobs and brass ornaments. It is burning beautifully and spreading warmth all around. She needed that warmth. But before she feels happy and goes ahead to get the warmth of the stove, the matchstick is out and the vision disappears. She strikes the match again, and then she finds herself in a room, brightly lit, with a table laid with a white cloth, and at the center, a platter of roasted goose, smelling deliciously, stuffed with prunes and apples. And a goose comes out of the platter, waddles towards her with a carved knife and fork on its back. And then again the matchstick goes out and the vision disappears. She strikes the match again, and this time she sees the vision of a beautiful Christmas tree lit by 1,000 candles and gaily colored balls. She extends her hands towards the tree, and all the candles rise up into the sky and they become stars. One of the stars fall and streaks the sky. Someone is dying. This is what her grandmother told her. Grandmother who was very kind and gentle and the only one who loved her. Whenever one dies, whenever a star falls, the soul goes up to God. She strikes the matchstick again and she sees the vision of her grandmother. So gentle, so kind. She extends her arms towards her grandmother. Grandma, take me with you. Otherwise you will also disappear like the iron stove, the roasted goose and the Christmas tree. So she keeps striking the matches because she does not want her grandmother to go. And then finally she sees her grandmother, so stately, so beautiful. And she extends her arms towards her grandmother, who takes her with her to the heavens. And she's away from the cold and hunger. And she dies a miserable death of cold and hunger on the streets. Next day when people come out, they find the little girl dead on the street with smiling lips and rosy cheeks. This story is a very pathetic and it sensitizes us about the people who enjoy the good things in life but ignore and have no compassion for the underprivileged. Students, when you learn the lesson, it is important that you underline and remember the textual keywords. So I'll just go through the lesson and tell you some important keywords so that you can write your paper easily. The first part of the story talks about the atmosphere. Bitterly cold. So it was bitterly cold and the snow was falling. And it was a New Year's Eve. Poor little girl. What was her condition? She was bareheaded and barefoot. She had been wearing slippers that were large enough, but she lost them. And when she walked with her naked feet, they had become red and blue with cold. She had great many matches in her old apron, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. Nobody had bought any from her, and no one had given her a single penny. She was shivering, hungry, a picture of a miserable, poor little girl. The snowflakes were falling continuously on her long golden hair. Light was shining in the houses, and there was a smell of glorious roast goose in the street, enough for her to become more hungry. Then when she sits in the heap in a corner of two houses, she tucks her little legs inside to protect herself from the cold. She dare not go home. Why? Because she knew her father would surely beat her. And moreover, it was very cold at home. Another thing, thin hands were almost numb and cold. And she just managed to take out a matchstick and strike it. And there was a bright flame. And she saw a lovely iron stove burning beautifully with polished brass knobs and brass ornaments. Oh, how wonderful it was. So she stretched her feet to warm them, but out went the flame. So she struck another, and this time the bricks of the wall became transparent and she could gaze right into the room. What was in the room? A shining white cloth was spread on the table. And in the center of it was a roast goose, stuffed with prunes and apples, steaming deliciously. And the goose hopped down from the dish and waddled across the floor with a carving knife and fork. And then out went the match. Then she sees the Christmas tree, which had 1,000 candles lit on its green branches, and other word is gaily colored balls, like those she found in the windows of the shops. Again she reaches out her hands, and the many candles rise from the tree and go higher and higher, and she sees them turn into bright stars, and one of them falls, streaking the sky with light. Now someone is dying, she thinks. Whenever a star falls, a soul goes up to God. Then she strikes another match to see her loving grandmother. Oh, take me with you. You will also disappear like the iron stove, the lovely roast goose, and the glorious Christmas tree. Remember these three textual keywords. Then she quickly strikes all the matches. And her grandmother seems so stately, so beautiful. She takes the little girls in her arms, and they go high up, high up. And now they are with God. Neither they are cold nor hungry. When we sum up the lesson, remember these. The first vision of the iron stove, the second vision of the roasted goose smelling delicious, the third vision of the beautiful lit Christmas tree. Finally, she sees a grandmother, kind and gentle, stately and beautiful, who takes her to the heavens. A of glory and happiness away from the cold and hunger. If you incorporate all the textual keywords, you are sure to get 100% marks. So bear this in mind to write all the textual keywords which I mentioned in this video. And I give you a thumbs up. Thank you, students.